Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this very first official Unicorns Journey Tarot update. We're going to be talking about the road so far, where I'm at with the deck with Francesca right now, and I'm going to be sharing some of the artwork. So let's get right into it. First off, if you're not already, please make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter. So I will have that linked down below. Newsletter subscribers get to see full color artwork before anybody else. So make sure you're subscribed there. And also, if you are interested in some of my behind the scenes bits, I tend to share some sketches and that Francesca's worked on, as well as some of my back and forth decision making on the artwork and where we're taking cards, that sort of thing. If you want to see the random babbly gushiness about the deck, that happens in the Magical Unicorn tier of my channel membership. So you can also go there if you just want to be in all the things. Those are the places to be. But I'm going to continue to do these road so far updates on the tarot deck as we go through, and it is time for the first official one. So I am going to back up and share all the same images I shared in the original announcement live stream. But if you want my initial emotional announcement, all that stuff, I will link that up in the, oh gosh, I think it's going to be there up in the cards for you so that you can check that out and watch the whole big shebang from the beginning. But I have a presentation, slideshow thingy, whatever, so that I can show the images. I have that ready to go. So I'm going to pop that on the screen. We're going to talk about everything so far, get you caught up to speed from jump, even if you missed that first live stream, and show you the new stuff. So let's get into it. So exciting. Okay, so this was the official contract where I commissioned the artwork from Francesca. I've obviously blanked out our personal information, but the contract to do the art was signed on the 20th of September. I'm very, very, very excited, and Francesca has been a dream to work with. So again, I'm just going to kind of recap what we've gone through so far, and we'll go from there. So Francesca did up some concept art sketches and then some concept art for some of the primary sort of characters in the cards that you're going to encounter. Mystic is the main character in the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. And the story of Mystic is kind of a bit of an ugly duckling sort of story. Mystic is born and finds themselves in the middle of a forest all by themselves and doesn't really know anything about who they are. So Mystic's journey is one of learning about themselves, kind of coming to a place of self-identity. And Mystic doesn't know that they're a unicorn, and they don't actually have a horn in the first chunk of the major arcana of this tarot deck, which will tell Mystic's story, of course. So through the majors, Mystic sort of slowly begins to learn some lessons and learn more about themselves, make some decisions and the consequences of those decisions, and goes through all of that kind of thing. And in the end, eventually figures out that they're a unicorn and gets to go on through the rest of the tarot as a unicorn. So it's been a really beautiful story to tell, and I'm really excited to see it come to life through Francesca's artwork. But you will see that Mystic goes on this journey. Now, along the way, Mystic will encounter various elemental creatures. So these creatures will be the dominant species, I guess you could say, of their suit. So in the wand suit, that suit will be occupied primarily by these adorable dragons. In the cup suit, there will be these adorable water nymphs. And in the sword suit, these air sylphs. I always get my nymphs and sylphs mixed up. In the sword suit, they will be these sweet little air sylphs that are this lavender color in this concept sketch. And in the pentacles, we'll have these sweet little gnomes. So those are the kind of primary creatures that Mystic will encounter in the various elemental suits. Along the way, Mystic will also encounter unicorn guardians in every minor arcana suit of the tarot. So in the fire or wand suit, it'll be called fire. But in the fire suit, will be fiery unicorn guardians. These guardians are the court cards. So there will be a king, queen, knight, and page to follow the traditional structure, just to make it easy for people picking up this deck for the first time. And they will look a little bit like this. So they're going to be dark and sort of sleek and muscular with these fiery manes and these bronze colored horns. I'm in love. I love them. Literally, Francesca drew them and illustrated them exactly as I described them to her, which is incredible to me. And then we will have the water unicorns in the water suit. And this is what they look like on land. But on water, they look a little bit more like that. And I think they're incredible. I love them so, so much. In the air suit, we will have, of course, winged unicorns, which I suppose you could call alicorns or Pegasus corns or whatever you want to call them. And they look a little bit like this, and they're lovely. I love them. So in the earth, and this is basically everybody's favorite. We all love the earth unicorns. They are so chunky and adorable and mini and cute and sweet, and I love them. They look a little bit like that. So I am in love. They look so squishy. I just want to squish them. That's the earth unicorns. The neat thing about the minor arcana creatures, the court cards, is that they will show up in each of their own court cards, just like a traditional deck. But the neat thing is that they will also show up elsewhere in the Ace through 10 as characters in the cards. So you will see or kind of get to know a little bit about the court cards before they show up in their dedicated cards. And I go into that in a lot more detail in the original live stream announcement. But I think it's a neat feature, and it's one I'm really proud of and excited about. So I thought I'd throw that in here too, so you're up to date on the road so far. Now, this was the very first illustration that Francesca did for me. This is our Fool. Obviously, we do crop it down a bit, so it'll look more like that in the Fool card. But here is brand new baby Mystic, just born, teeny tiny, and a little ladybug guide friend there on the stone beside them. I love the golden light in this card and the reflection in the pond. It's so, so beautiful. Here is the reveal of our Magician card. It will be cropped in a little bit, but what I wanted illustrated here was a sleeping mystic whose horn is not really on there. I don't know if I can zoom this in. I don't think I can. Can I? No, I don't think I can. So what I'll say is this. There is a space slightly between Mystic's head and that unicorn. That is sort of a ghostly apparition of Mystic's future horn. And the 4 elemental symbols are surrounding that to demonstrate, and the lemniscate, the little figure 8, to demonstrate that this is Mystic's potential. This is the potential that Mystic can manifest through their choices and actions down the road. And we have that beautiful star shining down and kind of illuminating that potential. So this is our Magician card, and I am in love. I'm in love with all of them. So I'm super biased, obviously. Here is our High Priestess. Ooh, okay, so Mystic's third eye is sort of awakening. We see that sort of glowing crescent moon on their forehead, and the crescent moon in the sky, the sea behind. We have the dark and the light tree, and some pomegranates growing out of one of those trees. It's just a beautiful image. I love the way that Mystic is framed here, and we get to see that sort of awakening intuition, which is beautiful. Next up, we have the Empress card. I am so excited about this. So Mystic meets a doe that is happy to help nurture them and help them grow. And we have some familiar symbology happening on the card, which I love. The little bit of water that runs through this is really perfect for what I was looking for. And the heart with the Venus symbol inside on that tree is perfection. I just love this card. I love all of them. I'm just going to say the same thing over and over again. I was so shy about doing this update because I'm like, I'm just going to gush and tell you how much I love every single card, because that's basically the space we're in. Here is our Emperor. Oh my gosh, he's so regal, and I love how he's watching over Mystic and keeping her safe here, keeping her away from that dangerous edge of the cliff. There's a cedar tree in this image, which was important to me personally, and we get that ram symbology on the stone to just kind of bring us back to the Rider-Waite and kind of ground us in that traditional symbology, but keep the feeling of this world and the feeling of Mystic. This stag is just there to watch, protect, look over, make sure that Mystic follows, safety protocol in this area. You know what I mean? Like, he's there being the authority, doing the thing, doing that emperor thing. I am so proud of this Hierophant card. I cannot even. I really wanted to show the Hierophant in a new way. I wanted to demonstrate that the Hierophant could be something other than like a figure, like a person that's like holding power, or demonstrating that idea of tradition and structure and societal structure or religious structure, however you want to look at it. Here I wanted Mystic to sort of stumble on a cave and encounter information that could be interpreted a number of ways. Because, of course, when we think about spiritual wisdom, when we think about spiritual dogma, those things are often based on something that can be then interpreted. And that interpretation means everything. An interpretation one way could set somebody on a very, very different path. Here, Mystic stumbles on some cave drawings. There's some keys there that are carved into the cave, so we can take that and work with that symbology. But also there are some figures here of some animals, including a horse-like creature who is being ridden by a human. And this information will be interpreted by Mystic and will inform choices that they make in the future. And here we have that choice right in front of Mystic in the choice card. So I am renaming the lovers to the choice, and I'm doing that intentionally here. Anything here that I show you, by the way, obviously we're still very early in the process, so these are not necessarily absolutely strictly final things, because things can get tweaked over time. But this is how it's looking right now, and I'm loving it. We have all of the symbology I personally want to see in a lover's card, but the really distinct thing that we are honing in on here is that Mystic is making a choice. To one path, it goes deeper into the forest, and there's some hints of magic and mystery, and maybe a little hint of who Mystic's really meant to be at the end of that path. But that's a lot more unfamiliar to Mystic. To the right, on that right path, it leads to a little human who is sitting on a fence outside of a barn, And that is going to make a little bit more sense to Mystic based on what Mystic has experienced in the past, including in the Hierophant card. So we can assume that we have an idea of which path Mystic is going to take here. And that is where we're at this point. Now, there is a lot more artwork in the works right now. So in my next update, I hope to have a good grouping of cards to show you. And it'll probably be a little while. But I am rolling out these updates a little more frequently, as I said, on the newsletter. I'm going to do my best to try to get a newsletter out 1 to 2 times a month. So that's the current goal. Each time I definitely want to have new art to show you. That is the big thing. So I will work on getting that out to you. Look at little Bruno. I will work on getting the newsletter out fairly regularly, so you get to see art updates as we go through. I'm really enjoying this experience. It's not, let me be clear, it's not the most practical decision to start with the major arcana and work your way through the entire deck like in traditional order, but that is exactly what I'm doing because Mystic's story gets told in that order. Mystic's story begins with the Fool and ends with the King of Pentacles. And there are lessons learned along the way that build upon one another. And so having Francesca illustrate in that order, while maybe not the ideal way to illustrate, a lot of times we would maybe start with the minors or do something different. So, but we are going in order because that story is building and growing as we go. And so I kind of hope that as you watch these updates or you follow the newsletter or whether you're seeing my updates in the membership or whatever, that for you, it's also, we get to all take this journey. And that's the thing that I'm so excited about. I really debated about whether or not to show all of the artwork as we go through or only some of it. And it's a story, and the story is unfolding as the artwork is created. And I don't want to be the only one experiencing that. So I'm planning to share it all as we go. That's the current plan. As always, anything is subject to change, but that's how I'm feeling. That's what feels really good right now. So I'd like to be able to continue to do that so that we can kind of we can go on this journey and watch Mystic develop right before our very eyes. And that I want this to feel like a living, breathing experience before you even have a deck in your hands. That's what I'm imagining. And maybe that's a little idealistic or not, I don't know. Maybe I'm head in the clouds. That kind of is how I am a little bit. So maybe there's a bit of that going on. But I want you all to get to know Mystic as I have gotten to know Mystic in writing this deck and creating this deck and this concept. And I just seeing it unfold in real time like this and like living through every single card, it's been really cool so far. So I want to bring you with me. But that being said, I know not everybody wants to know all of the art before they have a deck in their hands. Maybe you want to save some things for surprises. So I completely understand if you want to like skip some newsletters, skip some of these Road So Far updates that I'm going to do. I completely get it. Do what feels good for you. I am 100% on board with whatever is going to feel, like what you want it to be. I want you to have the experience you want to have. This is the experience I want to have. So I'm going to bring you along for all of it, and I'll let you pick and choose which parts you take part in. But that is it for the update. I'm so excited to share this with you. So I'm going to get this edited and get it up on the channel as soon as I possibly can. In the meantime, also things to look forward to. I have so much editing to do, but I have filmed my entire deck collection. So all of that, things that are off camera that you can't see, every single deck I own, every single one. Lenormand, Kipper, Tarot, Oracle, doesn't matter, everything. I filmed it all. So it's all rolling out in December. So happy holidays. That's my gift to you. I am definitely going to be getting that out to you. So keep an eye out for all that. As always, thank you so much for spending your time here. An extra big thank you goes up to the Unicorn fam. Not only do you guys support what I do here, which means so much, but you are there to listen to every little bit I want to spew about deck creation process, and I appreciate you so much for that, for letting me share those little things. That's been really great. And to everybody watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, clicking the bell, all the things that you do help me to do what I do here, and it really makes a difference. You think clicking that like button is not a big deal? It is, and I appreciate it. You spending your time here watching, though, that's the thing. That's the stuff right there. That's why I do this. So thank you for just watching. You don't have to ever comment ever. Just you watching means so much. Oh, Peggy's sneezing. I'm going to leave that on camera because Bruno's howling, and it's amazing. Also, shout out to this throwback angle. I used to film all my videos right here in front of this bedroom window. I may do that sometimes. This is kind of nice, actually. So you may see this angle occasionally, just for fun and for throwbacksies, because yeah, it's fun. Anyways, thank you all so much, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.